All right, my peeps, intro number 3. We're breaking down the science, if you will, behind the terms that we're using in 2025. So in 2025, everything changes. The game changes. The dominant culture will be, let's use the word, vacating this harmonious arrangement. So they're going to make it look like the rapture. So we want to talk about what's coming in 2025 so that way you won't buy what the dominant culture is selling. And this is we're doing all of these lead-up shows, intro shows as we prepare for July the 15th. And we got the early registration discount I just sent out to everybody. And regardless of, who you are, what program you've been in before, this is brand new, so this applies to, to everybody. Again, today, the payment is only $50. Tomorrow it goes to $75 from the 4th through the 7th. After the 7th, it goes to $100, and then after the 14th, it goes to the regular price of $125. So it's only $125 for the month, and it's pay as you go. So, hopefully you'll, in fact, I'm 100% confident that you will be rocking and rolling with me from now until the rest of the year when you look at what I have lined up for you as far as the classes, because as you will see, as we talk about these terms, this is really how the entire universe works. One of the classes that I'm really excited about is called Conscious Reality, how there's different levels of reality inside of one. So in other words, like when I go hang out with my rich buddies, which I haven't done in a while, but, they're doing their own thing. The way that they live, it's like my series I was watching called You with my boy Joe. Last night episode, they go out hunting. He gets invited with all of the elite. The girl he's talking to, he don't realize that her father is the wealthiest man in London. He's a corporate raider. And the way that they live, they was born into it. Say it again. They were born into it. One more time for the people in the back. They were born into this wealth. So they don't know anything different. They live a life of privilege. And they ask Joe, man, are you jealous to see the way we flaunt our money, throw it around, and how we live? Do you envy us? Their level of reality is totally different from ours. You can change to their level of reality. One of the things that I'm so excited about is really breaking down the step-by-step process even further as we talk about the conscious reality that we all can access through this quantum jumping, touching. There's a lot of different terms, but the brain, basically based upon the neuroscience of consciousness, the brain can be awakened to the higher levels of cognitive perception. But you have to set your intention, meaning you have to know it exists. Your reality is constructed by your brain. And then so the question is, how does your brain construct your reality? And once that particular illusion is constructed, it's reinforced by the collective. You hang out with people who have that same reality, mentality as you. So as we define the terms for the title, because remember, your words create, manipulate the subatomic particles. So reality is constructed by your brain. Regardless of what any reverend, doctor, or bishop states, we got to look at the fact that reality is nothing but a conscious construct that is held together by your mentality. Now, the only reason that you can't get out of it is because you haven't been exposed to another frequency, wave, or vibration. And when you do, you reject it. So we don't really see the glass at half full. I remember, the hardest thing I had to learn was to realize that there's a conflict between my perception and my reality, but that conflict lies inside of my brain because my brain tells me something based upon my life experiences. And it's amazing. And so before we get into defining that, another thing that's going to be really, really shocking, as, getting to this level, I realized that, damn, I was possessed. Because even now with what I'm telling you, it's dangerous because when I define, as we're going to go through word by word, level by level in this next, 5-6 months. So knowledge is a demon. Now, I've always known it. I just didn't really understand that I had it. As we talked about, I've defined the word genius. It means tutelary demon. But I really didn't, really didn't understand what that meant. It's amazing how we say that applies to other people. That's what I said. So, not me, it's them other Negroes. And as I'm preparing, getting my notes together, it's amazing when you start looking up the dead definitions, just like something as simple as the word knowledge. So when you know something, what does that mean? It's crazy because the word in the Greek, it means replete knowledge. Now, I'm just a country boy from Texas. So, you know how we do down here in Texas, Brother Rich. We don't know what shit means. We look it up. So I looked at that word, R-E, let me pronounce it. I'll be butchering words for you. Replete, one more time for in the back. Replete. That was for Sister Nika. She's in the back eating her peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Put that sandwich down, Sister Nika. You got to pay attention. It's not free, you know what I'm saying? Okay, I'm just playing out. So replete, it means something that is completely, abundantly supplied. Now, she's eating the mango. Okay, God, so you're trying to do the healthy route. I ain't mad at you. And so when we talk about these words, even at my level of understanding, I've been doing this for a couple of days. I thought I had a pretty good understanding, and I do. But as we will see, it means that you just know what you've been told. And what you've been told takes possession of your nodes. What you've been told takes possession of your nodes. So we got N-O-D-E-S. We got lymph nodes. The science behind this is wild. You cannot, I would love to be able to make this business up. What you've been told takes possession of your node, N-O-D-E-S, lymph nodes. Now, one more time for the people in the back. So my question to you is, because this is how we learn. I don't know nobody, this is how I learn. I just know that it takes possession. So possession, knowledge means that you are possessed, your lymph nodes. What you've been told takes possession of your node. Now, that's, again, I don't know if you understand. I know you understand, y'all, how vibrational expression of God on earth. Now, remember, this is just one class. We just kind of, we ain't even got to the good stuff yet. We're going to spend a whole, class breaking this down so that way we all can over and understand. So that way, you won't do like I did, and I thought I knew what it meant. And I did kind of, sort of, but I didn't. So what you've been told takes possession of your node, lymph nodes. So that means all of your information that you've given overrides the information that you're wired with. So you came into this disposition already hardwired by source code for a specific, let's use the word activity or expression, if you will. So we all are here, and we all have a purpose. We have a destiny. My brain is hardwired for a specific understanding. And then I go and I listen to a reverend. I listen to a doctor and I listen to a bishop. Nothing wrong with it. As long as that the reverend, doctor, and bishop that you're listening to, they're in line with your design. That means that y'all have a similar frequency. Now, when we talk about that, that's getting to quantum touching or telepathy and clairvoyance and all of the other, things that we talk about when we talk about how we are able to connect with some people. You can meet somebody and you feel like you've known them for a long time. So that's what we're talking about. We're talking about that ability to do that quantum touching, the ability to connect with people, places, and things that it may seem like that you don't know them, but you do, because you had a prior existence before you came in here. But then a reverend, a doctor, a bishop, a MasterTeacher33 comes and tell you that, nope, you're not supposed to do that, so I'm going to suppress. Now, remember, your parents are the first ones that they suppress your current habit pattern. But that's the game. Everybody, you come down here, it's like a rite of passage. You go through this life where you get all of your frequencies, waves, and vibrations repressed. It's not bad. It's not good. That's just the system. So my job is just to make you aware. So that word that we're going to be breaking down, when we look at that word knowledge and we look at the word daemon and demion and all of these terms, we're going to see that, man, this just suppresses our own DNA, our own natural God-given expression. So the first thing that we got to wrap our brain around is that, okay, I got to be careful of who I listen to, because that's going to affect me. So the first thing right off the bat is I have an agenda. Now, we're going to be breaking down the dominant culture's agenda. We're just going to, do that really quick, because that's a whole book in a series, a whole 7-hour series that's in the advanced class. But I do just want to touch on it. And that way we can over and understand, okay, the dominant culture, they have a plan that was written way before Trump, at least for what I can tell. But it was done by an organization called the Heritage Foundation. So if you look at Project 2025, and if you do some research on the Heritage Foundation, you will understand why, if you are not a part of what we're talking about, when they go to the other realm, you're going to believe and you're going to think that, you're going to buy into what they're selling. You're going to think, ooh, Donald Trump is, either Jesus or, he's the devil. It depends on who you talk to. It's called the Presidential Transition Project. So right off the bat, we're going to delve into this presidential, transition project, because we're already starting our own project. But first of all, we've got to realize that everything you are being told takes possession of your nodes, your lymph nodes. That's your immune system. So that's why your immune system is low, because you're listening to low frequencies. That's the only thing on the planet. There are no high frequencies on the planet. Remember, the Rothschilds changed the music. All musical instruments are tuned to 440. They're not at 432. So there are no nines on the planet. But look at the numbers 225. So we're going into 2025. What's that? 9. So they're suppressing the 9 mind. This is the age of acquire us. So everybody, the cosmos is sending you an upgrade, but it's being blocked by the reverend, doctor, and the bishop that you listen to. That's why the group fell apart. Because I started talking 9 ether shit. And remember, your lymph nodes are already, this is on Project Bluebeam, which is going to be break down. And also, the blue technology. So it makes you feel uncomfortable. And then if your brain is low, your money's low, your energy's low, your time is low, your wisdom is low, everything is low. All your family, friends, everybody that you hang out with, everybody's a low goal. So so your brain power is operating at the bottom or the base because of the logos. And so you need what they call epigenetic activation to unlock your highest brainwave state. So the whole purpose of Project my agenda 25 is to counteract Project 2025. They got their agenda, so we have our agenda. So the agenda, if you look at the definition that I shared with you guys earlier, it's a list. So that's the list that I shared with you guys earlier today, and I posted on Facebook, all over LinkedIn, YouTube. I've been, I got up this morning. Shit, I've been up. I never really went to sleep because when I researched deeper into the meaning of knowledge, I was a little disturbed because it really means possession of a demon. And so you can't have knowledge, you got to have experience. So thankfully my knowledge is based on my experience. That's the only way, like everything in my life, I go with my gut. Same thing like with phonics. I remember I hated that I never learned it. I felt bad. I felt like a functional illiterate. I couldn't pronounce. They would ask me to read something in class, and I would be like, especially in college, because I started out in college at pre-med, and I was taking all these biology classes and stuff. We was reading out these medical journals, and and the teacher said, "Hey, Mr. Rogers, could you read the next chapter, please?" And we read these medical journals and these biology classes, these cellular biology classes and shit. So I just like, man, because I don't know phonics. I don't know how to pronounce. I never learned phonics, but now I know why. So everything that happens to you is designed for you. So you are flawed on purpose for a purpose. So stop trying to fix you. Negro, you ain't broke. So you should be feeling pretty magnanimous right now because you fucked up on purpose. This shit is not by accident. But somebody making you feel. The whole game is I cannot allow you to feel. You cannot feel what I feel. Because if you feel what I feel, all of a sudden, you going to be unfuckable with. People going to gaslight you and love bomb you. They're going to come in all your life. They're going to try to do reverse psychology shit on you. Because remember, it was done on them. So you don't hate the person. The person's just doing what they've been programmed. Because what they've been taught, that's what got them. Just like me. So what you've been taught or what you've been told takes possession of your soul through your lymph nodes. That's why it's called hyper. It got to be hyper intentional. If it's not hyper intentional, it doesn't have enough energy to override the current habit pattern. So it's hyper intentional lymph node activation. What you've been told takes possession of your soul. Y'all remember that Mortal Kombat? I remember that one dude in Mortal Kombat? I come to take your soul. Every Negro's soul is fucking gone. You can look in their eyes. Y'all like looking at people's eyes because nobody's home. Like Elvis left the building. Where the fuck Elvis at? Fuck, Elvis is gone. Me too. I gotta think I know this shit. So last night I was up and I was a little like bummed out. And then Source Code reminded me, Negro, you've been doing this shit since fucking 13. I take you through the experience of something before I give you the knowledge. That way you don't get fucked up in the head like everybody else, or like a lot of other folk. Not you high vibrational expressions of God on earth. Them other Negroes. They can't fight their way of a weapon or bag. It's kind of sort of not their fault. They got conned, they got tricked, they got bamboozled. There's a bunch of religious nut jobs. Why? That's the world we live in is like, it's like the Bible says, it's, it has a firmament. It's flat and it has a dome over it. So it's both. It's a globe and it's a plane. That's how they fuck up everybody's lane because they get you to argue and debate. It's like somebody who's half and half, like my kids. Somebody say, "Oh, you black?" Yeah. No, you ain't. You white. Yeah. Pick one. Both. You can't be both. You got to pick one. My kids, it was a joke because they would fill out applications and stuff, and they would say check the gender, then race. They would just have black, white, or other, or Hispanic. So they would click both. Excuse me. And the person taking the application would be like, excuse me, I'm sorry, you have to select one. And my son BJ, man, he used to get his rocks off. He used to love, like, arguing with people. Fuck you mean I got to pick one? So it's the same thing going on in the universe, brothers and sisters. We're living in a day, we're living in an age where people are trying to make you pick one. And it's all inclusive. It's not A, it's not B, it's not even C, it's D. All of the above. So we're going to be revealing, explaining, illuminating, and simplifying. Again, make the payment today is only $50. Every month, you're making a payment of $125. So I want to make it inexpensive. So, people still going to say, I ain't got $125, brother. We put it on McDonald's every night. But that's another study for another time. Because, we all do it. I do it, you do it. We pay for the shit that we want. Everybody's your lights on. How you pay your light bill? Same thing. Everybody pay for the shit that they want. Like I tell you guys, I tell my daughters, we woke up. We woke up, and when we get in our family group, ever since I shared that with them about a month ago, how crackheads always have crack. Excuse me. Where's my water at? Now think about that for a moment. We said it before. So you mean to tell me you're going to get out-hustled by a crackhead? I text my daughter that in the morning. I say, Sade, but you get fucking out-hustled by a crackhead. I'm going to take my last name off your name. It ain't going to be no hyphen. Rogers Randolph. It's going to be Randolph. Fuck around and find out. But it's a joke because, did you notice that? And it's crazy to me because they always and again, and this is not taking a stab at it speaks to their resilience and their resourcefulness. That motivates me. I don't want to be out hustled by a crackhead. But yet, alcoholic, homeless, always has a drink. So when I be joking with my daughter, Sade, I be like, Sade, don't get out hustled by no crackhead. And she'd text me, Dad, don't, hey, crackheads. So how you broke? And crackheads, they ain't broke. Remember, they homeless by choice. I told you that last job I had when I worked at Family Endeavors, I was taking them off the streets. They just took the money, they took the key, they stayed in the house for a week or two. They slept in just the living room. I would go do my inspection. How come you're not in your bedroom? How come you don't use the kitchen? They had a hot plate. They had some ramen noodles. They were sitting in one little corner. Because conscious reality. Oh, when we break that down, your whole worldview is going to be destroyed. And you're going to have to make a decision because that's going to be that come to Jesus moment. Yeah. I remember when I had mine, it was rough. I left church I was at, it's called New Life, man. And I moved to New Mexico, started over again, and I used to go to these men prayer meetings with my now ex-wife's brother and this guy, Pastor Ray. And I remember I would cry nonstop, uncontrollably. From the start, they would have to go in and, brother, we've been here for an hour and a half. Like my wife, I gotta eat. I gotta go. I was having a fucking emotional breakdown. They didn't even know. They didn't even know what to do. I didn't even know. But Mitch, I just couldn't stop sobbing, brother. Every time I thought about how much time, how much money I spent, I sent my children to a fucking private school, $600 a month for each kid, and they went to the public school, but they was 2 grades behind everybody else. They told me they was 2 grades ahead. And I asked, what y'all doing in class every day? They had the Becca program. They were fucking watching videos. They didn't have no instructor. Shit, I could have did that at home. What the fuck was I putting in? Then I found out they was beating them while they was up there. Oh, man. I had to move out the fucking state because I wanted to put my hand on somebody's throat, but Mitch, See, when you find out that you've been getting greased with no Vaseline, you're getting pumped in the butt with no Vaseline. Don't pardon my French. See, y'all, some of y'all need a little of that smelling salt. Somebody to slap you around, not you personally, but, people y'all know. You need to get fucking slapped around a little bit. Because we live in, a lot of people, we live forever. When Shamor transitioned, y'all know wake up call. Y'all knows my disposition changed after that. I don't give a fuck no more. I know my time. I'm on the other side. Stop playing how much time I got left. Brother Rich, how many Christmases we got left, brother? How many birthdays, man? Nobody want to talk about this. We think we're going to live forever, so you taking your time. Like, I ain't going to take the class. I'm going to do this. I'm going to go. You keep doing the same shit every day and expecting a different result. Fuck that. I ain't doing that, man. I'd rather die trying than sit on my ass and do the same shit every fucking day and expect something to happen. I like nice cars. I like big houses. I like ass, titties, all that shit. So, yes, I'm going to live my life today. I ain't waiting. So this is a high vibrational expression. This is not for low vibrational. I'll keep it honest. This is not for Negroes that's still hooked on the titty. Like I say in every class, we're hitting the ground running. So we're going to destroy the narrative. First narrative is everything that you've been told has taken your soul. Because you can't be told. You got to go through the experience of something before God gives you the knowledge of something. So that means you got to get off the sofa. You got to get in and start living your own life and start making mistakes. You know the word science? I tell you guys, it comes from a Latin word, meaning what? Knowledge. You know genius comes from a Greek word, meaning what? Knowledge. And the word demon also has a Greek word that means what? Knowledge. But it's a certain type of knowledge. So when I was knowledge, a knower, for the last 30 plus years, I've been bragging about I'm a knower. I'm not a believer. Say it on every show. That just simply means I'm a higher ranking demon. That's all it means. But the beautiful thing about God taking me through the experience of stuff since 13, because that's what I asked when my mom died. I just prayed one prayer at the funeral. I saw my grandmother, my mom's side, my dad's side, all the family members. Everybody was crying. My mom died. She was only like 41, 42. Fucking 13 kids. She lived her whole life like a slave. Every time I saw her, she was working. We never no fucking vacation. And then I did the same shit. I was on the same pattern as my mom. But I was programmed. That's what I saw growing up. Conscious. You got an unconscious bias right now. Whatever you saw with your mom and your dad and your parents, you do it. You living your mom's life and your daddy's life right now. I look at my son BJ and it's like fucking scary. I'm like, God damn, that nigga was on off. And he don't even know. He just tipping to the tulips. Happy as fuck. Don't know, have no idea. Unless he wakes the fuck up. How you gonna wake up? You don't even know you sleep. Oh man. So last night I couldn't sleep. And this is not just last night. I don't really sleep. But you guys know why. The only time you need sleep is when your body needs to repair itself, blah, blah, blah. You got kids. We know you get run down, minerals, lack of mineralization, all that good stuff. But if you're aware of it, you can overcome it. You can be conscious of it. You can actually, understand that, okay, that there is something that's happening outside of me that's affecting what's going on inside of me. So you can make the adjustments. That's also the point of the class. So we've got to start with understanding the terms that we're using. Number one, the most important thing is knowledge. Just like the Bible says, the tree of knowledge of good and evil. I don't care which one you got. So whether you deceived or whether you got, or you know everything, it's still the same tree, bro. So hold up, time out. So we're supposed to eat from the tree of life. What is life? I'm asking for a friend, but one of y'all high vibrational Negroes know. Can you explain to me what is the difference between learning stuff and living stuff? Anybody know? So the Bible said that that's why Jesus came. So Jesus came for one reason and one reason only, according to the Bible. Now, again, I'm just referring to the Bible because, that's how I was raised. If I was Islam, I'll be referring to the Quran. So they could have said anything. Jesus could have came for, black people. He could have came for this. It also talked about he came for the lost tribe of Israel. But it said that Jesus came for a specific reason. What? He came to, start with the devil, sir. But he came that you might have life, and life more abundantly. That's why he came. Now that's very important because we know that John 10:10 tells us that the thief comes to steal, kill, and destroy. So there's two options you have. You're either prey or predator. So you can't stay on the porch. If you're on the porch, people like me don't come by and take we're going to take your lunch. So the thief comes to steal, kill, and destroy. But I have come that you may have life and that you may have life more abundantly. That word means superior, more abundantly, means superior, it means super abundant. You should look it up. Strong Concordance number 4053. And you guys know I look up all of this stuff. That's all I do all day. Why? Because remember, rights equals right. So my vision is clearer than the average TV line just because I look shit up. But I have a desire. I set my intention every morning because of the prayer that I prayed when my mom died when I was, 10, 11 years old. Because you get exactly what you pray for or ask for earnestly, with emotion and with intent. So if you say, I just want a lot of money, and then you go back on the sofa and watch Love and Hip Hop and the basketball wives. Okay, that doesn't work. Same thing, you say, man, I'm believing God. I want to lose weight. But if you really, really want to lose weight, guess what's going to happen? You're going to start doing things. The universe is going to send you people, places, and things to assist you with losing weight. That's what super abundant means. It means greater, excessive, exceedingly. It means vehemently. It means preeminence. It means an all-around advantage. Could you imagine if you wake up every morning and you said that to yourself? I'm greater. I'm excessive. I'm super abundant. I'm vehemently preeminent. That simply means that you have a unfair advantage over Tom, Dick, and Harry, and Sally, Sue, and Jane. That's how powerful you are. But what if you never hear that? That's why they gave you a Theo, God, low, extreme low frequency, jinn, because the jinns are fire beings. They don't like clay beings. Like it says in the Bible, the flesh wars against the spirit wars against the flesh. These two, they're contrary to one another. They don't like each other. That's why there's a war going on in your head. So in the morning when you wake up and you're tired, it's not by accident, boo-boo. As we talked about already with the blue light technology. So your cell phone, your computer screen, your TV, your lights in your home, all lights now by law are HD LED. High definition. Look at the word. High def. Because the word definition means dead. Definition. God told Abraham to leave Ur, the home of the Phoenicians. So we inherited the language of dead Phoenicians. We call it definitions. It's still dead. So your language is dead. We got English. English is the dead language. That's the language of the fallen angels. That's why I wrote a whole book on it called Enochon, the language of the dead. That's what Jesus said, let the dead bury the dead. If you're on this planet 3D, this is dead. 3D is dead, death. This is a death cult. That's why they use blood orgies. They use blood oaths. And this is a blood cult by the blood god that uses blood sacrifices. It's called adrenochrome. That's why all of the Kanye Wests and Jay-Z's and all them Negroes hanging out with that lady, that Helen, whatever her name is, that uses poop and blood, and she makes paintings, and fools pay millions of dollars for it. Are you serious? Then another girl made a perfume out of, I think Angelina Jolie made a perfume out of her own blood. It's one of them. It's called pheromone estradiol. How do you say that? ESPRATETRAENOL. You should look it up. I mean, that's 3 times. So we're going to break all this shit down. It's not by accident that anybody on this call is going through something right now. If you are called, God forbid if you O blood, or if you AB blood, or if your first name starts with the letter A or the letter S, and you're a female because you got a portal. Oh, your life, you might be a crap man. So that means you should get used to what y'all call struggle. I'm used to it. So the Bible says, count it all joy when. It can say if. It said, so you already know it's coming. So you should be prepared. So people be shocked when bad shit happens to them, like, oh shit, it ain't supposed to happen to me, brother. But really? What book you reading, dog? Bad shit happens to good people. That's the program. They know you. They know you when you was born. They hijacked your ass when you was born. They know you because you agreed to come down here and elevate the consciousness of humanity. So they're going to make sure that they deflate your consciousness before you get of age. That's why people like me, your childhood sucked. I know. Trust and believe. The thief comes to steal, kill, and destroy. I come that you may have life. Now that word life, we always booked on the word, abundantly, but that word life, and we've done many, many shows on that word life, Z-O-E and Z-O-A, both words. Zoe and Zoe. It's strong course number 2222. Look at the numbers. Oh, man, I don't know if y'all ready. Y'all ready? Everybody had their coffee this morning? Y'all awake? Just Tamika back in the back eating mangoes and stuff. So what are you saying, Doc? Man, I'm excited. I mean, I'm always excited, though. There ain't nothing new. I'm like a kid on fucking Christmas Day every morning. And it's not based upon my money or nothing. It was based upon my attributes and characteristics that was given to me at birth. Could you imagine if you woke up every day and your mental disposition is established by something that you already have? So I don't have to go and get anything to be in a high vibrational state. I just got to do what it says in Philippians 4:6, and everything by prayer and supplication with thanksgiving that your requests be made known unto man. Just simply means that I just wake up and I live in my desire to feel state. So the word Z-O-E, life, Jesus came that you are able to go through the universe and live a self-existing life. It means self-sufficiency, self-sustained life, both physically, present, and spiritually, future. So the past, present, and future, you're supposed to live in your desired feel state. It means all life being self-sustained, self-existent, and self-sufficiency. So Yahushua came that you're supposed to be oscillating and vibrating in a mental disposition where all things work together for my good. It means universal life. It means a state of one who is possessed by vitality and or is animated by vitality. See 1 Peter 3:10. So let me say that again. Remember, so this is what we're doing. Because right now, you don't wake up every morning possessed. You're possessed by what you know. That means that you're possessed by the demon of the person who taught you what you know. Because as we will be breaking down, knowledge is a demon. But demons, remember, only if you're a Christian are demons bad. For everybody else, a demon is just a mental disposition that's stronger than all of your other mental dispositions. That's all it means. It's an addiction. So we get addicted by learning. That's what that word R-E-P, that we said earlier today, that type of knowledge, because we have a what? What kind of brain you got? Yeah, come on. You got a reptilian brain. Reptilian is reticular. Reticular is repetition. That's the kind of knowledge. That's the demon. Now, I've always known that because it's the same definition of the word genius. It's also the same definition of the word knowledge in Latin. But none of us speak Latin. Well, at least I don't. So until I start cross-referencing these words and realizing that, oh, snap, they got my black ass too. So I've been possessed by other people's knowledge. Because a lot of this shit, I talk about a lot of stuff, but some of the shit I talk about, I don't have no personal experience. So from day forward, I ain't talking about nothing else that I have not personally done. Past tense. Now, 99% of the shit I talk about, maybe 90%. But every once in a while, I see a topic and be like, oh, man, that's interesting. So let's talk about, like, quantum computers. I ain't never built a quantum computer. I've never worked on a quantum computer. I'm just interested in how quantum computers work. That's great, but that repetitive daily thought will override my purpose, destiny, and dear career, and replace my vehicle of life, my mirror car. Then I'm fucked. I have no power. So the devil is to get you to get now at this level. Now remember, this shit is like peeling an onion. Next year we'll be talking about this level because we'll be at another level. As long as you're on this planet, you're always evolving. You're always moving forward. Because that's how the system is set up. That's why most people get to a certain level and they stop learning. They tap out. Why? Satisfaction is the father of ignorance. So when people get money, they get satisfied. And then they fuck. Why? You don't do what you do when you don't got money that you do when you got money. When you got money, shit, you on vacation, man. You party, you post up on Facebook, you chilling. I go on vacations. That's why I send y'all the video. I just got back. We leave tomorrow, the next day. The wife's supposed to be going on this big fishing trip, but it ain't looking good. There's a hurricane or something in the fucking Gulf. We started on it yesterday. And it's crazy. It's going to be the third time. I keep telling them, maybe God's going to tell your little ass something. Maybe you should stay your ass on the slow lane. No, I don't go. I just drop off and pick her up. I mean, something about being out there that I like going on cruises. But I have to, every time I go, I have to really get into a disposition because when I go out there on the deck and I look out there at the ocean, I see the vast. Y'all ever been out in the ocean where you can't see no land? It's a little intimidating. It's overwhelming. You realize how insignificant you are. Fall your ass off in that water, see what happens. It's like being a grain of sand. We're going to break that down too. 1,000 means thou sand. That's a whole book series. Got to break that down. THOU sand, because we made out of dirt. We're going to look up, share some images with you guys of what sand looks like underneath the microscope. It's going to fuck your brain up. Because God talks about it, the Bible talks about it in Genesis 22:17. Oh, man, that's so much shit that we don't know. But we're not supposed to, unless it helps us grow. So you got to use thought selection, thought quality, and thought retention. That's the only way to get out of Groundhog Day. So when you start to know your rights, you develop greater insight. That's the difference between me and most people. It's my rights. I know my rights. So my rights allow me to do things that other people can't do. Because my life is in a state of vitality and animation. So remember, the animating principle of the body. It means the vital principle, the breath. Revelations 11:11. So when God blew the breath of life into you and you became a living soul. But the breath is not the physical breath. The breath is the animating principle that comes from what? HYPER, hyper. which means excitable. It means that it activates dopamine. Remember, dopamine turns into epinephrine. And remember, epinephrine turns into adrenaline. So every soul has what they call a generative process of importing life into you. So if you woke up this morning and you wasn't stuck on the fucking ceiling like Spider-Man, and your hubby or your wife and your kids was like, "Mommy, can you come down off the ceiling?" You might want to check yourself. That means that you're hanging out with some dead Phoenicians. That means that your whole worldview, you got to get the book on changing your conscious reality. Could you imagine if you lived your life like that? That's the whole point of the class, is to elevate everybody's consciousness. Mine too, to get away from learned behavior and operate and vibrate inside of a frequency, wave, verb, and vibration. It's extremely important, brothers and sisters, that we understand that the second word, so we broke down the first word of what we're doing, that is, we have an agenda. I got an agenda. This is not just, we're just not just throwing paint on just the wall and fucking see what's stick. It's not on this new age stuff. We're just going now, This is like paint by numbers. So that's a plan. That's a outline of what needs to be done. That's going to bring about what's called a disclosure. So the disclosure is the act or instance of disclosing or exposing. Disclosing or exposing. So remember, we're going to reveal, explain, illuminate, simplify. We're going to express, expose, and expand. So that's what we're doing in 2025. How come? Well, Donald Trump and his homies, they got Project 2025 that's based upon 4 pillars. It's a free book on the internet. Y'all should just kind of glance over it. They got a plan for you, brother. They got a plan for you, sister, and it takes your rights. So what if you don't know your God-given rights? What happened to the animating principle of your body, of the body? Michelle Lammy. Oh, yeah, that is her name. Have y'all seen that? Don't give a picture. Michelle Lammy. Man, thanks, sister. Let me share this with you guys. Man, that's, I don't even know what to say. Ain't no words that can describe it. Yeah. Those are that's Hollywood. Now, everybody knows Hollywood is like out there, but damn, they way out there. So when you're listening to music and you're doing your fashion, and we got all these little girls watching Disney Channel and kids, all that stuff. Now, again, I'm not saying you're supposed to be all wicked and hardcore, and no. I'm just saying that you just want to monitor. You want to balance. That's all I'm saying. Balance. Everything is about balance. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to disclose all of the stuff, and like I been talking about, that we should, like, especially like the Earth is not a planet, it's a realm. It's a domain. It's just like they told us in the series that they did, that long series, Lord of the Rings, and then the other one, they just got the opposite of. I can't remember the name of the series. Anyway, it'll come to me. But they put it in plain sight. They hide it in plain sight. My job and your job is just to use our awareness. That's what disclosure means. So the information is there available for all of us, brothers and sisters. I shared that that image with you guys of the British guy, I forgot his name, took over for Queen Elizabeth birth. Queen Elizabeth, I don't know how old she was. She was old as dirt. And now Prince Charles, or King Charles, whatever his name is, well, he has a new company where he's saying that all his people are going to go. And my daughter said she has her husband's head on. Yeah, that is wild, Charlie. Little girl got her husband's head, wearing it around like it's jewelry. These people are freaky deaky. So your boy Prince Charles said that they're going to a place called Astra Kata. So that's a whole book and a series that I broke down. I'm going to be breaking down. This one is going to be a little disturbing. Now, remember, all this stuff we're going to be talking about from now on until 2025 is not to make you afraid, because that's going to be a false rapture. This is it. So I'm going to break everything down inside of the series when we get to that part. So Prince Charles is telling everybody in advance, this is where we're going. Notice the map underneath Prince Charles that's based upon the 8-pointed star. Not a 5 or a 6, 8. An 8-pointed star, the star of Inanna, fortune. Now the elites, they know where they're going. So you're going to wake up one day and all the elites are going to be gone. I'm going to break it down for you so you understand, so you don't freak the fuck out. You're going to think you got left behind like in a movie. So if there was a rapture, why would they take the elite? Like, ain't the spiritual folk, the creatures supposed to go? Why the elite? Well, we're going to break all that down based upon Astra Carta that's being developed from the morning star. Jesus is the morning star, and so is Lucifer. But the morning star means Venus. It comes from the Greek word phosphorus. What is your DNA held together by? I mean, I'm asking for a friend. So everybody's been rocking and rolling with me for a while. You all guys already know this. So, man, this class is going to be freaky. I mean, they all are, but this is going to be wild. Why is it going to be so wild? Because nobody's talking about it. I mean, like, most people have not been exposed to this level of understanding. Not that they're supposed to. Because we all busy. Doc, I'm busy, man. You understand, brother? Got to pay these bills, homie. That's the point. The point is to make sure that you stay on the treadmill of life. So, like, remember this? Like I said, I've been doing this since 1999, according to my PayPal records. I've been doing it before that, but I started making a profit. I started, making a livable wage, we put it that way, since 1999. This is my 10th group that I'm starting. Every group I start, I get to this point, and then it dies out. How come? Now, y'all should think about that for a moment. So, it's like fucking Groundhog Day. I feel like Neo in the Matrix. Do you remember the last book that I was going to break down was about the truth about spiritual downloads, Project 2025, the Halls of Magic, Time Crystals, the Book of Magenta, and then DOB determines DBA. So your date of birth determines your doing business as. Now you can start in business, you can do anything you want, but you got to work. See, I don't work. So I understand the book that I broke down called Vibrational Prism. That's based upon Jude 1:6, and book 15, which is the Arch of Baal. And if we have time, we're going to go through some of this stuff. And then book 17, again, these are all the books that I've never taught. Remember I told you guys watched the movie 57 Seconds with Morgan Freeman? 57 seconds? That's really what we're talking about. That's what time crystals are. That's what the word Taoism means. Taoism means Bao San, how you control Sanskrit. One of the oldest language other than the Indica codes, is Sanskrit. Sand is silicone. Anybody heard of Silicon Valley? So all of this is how they keep you in a vibrational lockdown. So you can't receive a spiritual download. Now, these spiritual downloads allow you to get like deja vu or get what they call it instantaneous influx. Now, this is what I was doing with I could get my daughter so you remember when I was locked up in the closet and didn't shave, didn't do anything, and my kids kind of was freaking out. I tell you guys that story all the time. Guess what was happening? I was doing what they call auto writing. Now back then I was just young, stupid, didn't know what I was doing. That's when I was still coming out of my Legion. My name is Legion for real many. That means I had many dispositions. Most will never come out. That's also the point of the class. The point of this, every class that we're going to be doing is to help you see yourself. Help you identify that, okay, maybe I do need to re-examine my current habit pattern. Maybe the way I'm doing stuff, I've just always done it, Doc. This is what, I've always got up at, this time. I always drink my coffee. Okay. But maybe you should change that up. You've always done it that way. But that really doesn't mean you should continue to do it that way. Just because you've always done it that way doesn't mean that you should continue doing it that way. And like I said with the first intro that I did, and I have to say it again, I do apologize if I offended anybody. Because I know sometimes I say stuff and then I go back and listen to it and I'm like, damn, that was a little rough. So what I meant by, especially for people that have been rocking and rolling for a long time, like Sister Addie and, Dr. Span, my boy Dr. Jerome, Dr. Martinet, man, they've been rocking with me for, man, my boy, Brother Rich. Brother Rich, I'm still coming over there to hang out with you, bro. So they've been rocking with me for a long time. So when I say dissolving of the group, it's remember, brothers and sisters, we are connected cosmologically. We're not really connected physically. We are, but we're not. In other words, we're not attracted to each other based upon, ass and titties and, muscles and cars and stuff. We notice it. We see it. But we're spirits. So we're attracted to each other spiritually, cosmically. We are intergalactical beings. So we can't let the physical, disrupt. Now, if the physical enhances, if the physical amplifies, bam, we go back to strong concordance number 2222. Look at the numerology. The number 2 means what? Intuition. But you got 2 and 2 is 4. You got 2 and 2 again, 4. 4 is stability. 8 is what? Executive. Business. Make good decisions. So it's the intuition that makes you stable so you can be an executive. That's what Jesus came. Jesus came, I'm going to use that term, for you to have peace that comes from inner. Remember the series, the book that we just finished, man? The last one that we did before we had to cancel that. Because remember, if you talking, like right now, I'm talking. If there was no people on, if people wouldn't, thankfully people are already signing up. But let's say I did all the work today. I posted on TikTok, Facebook. Hey, got a class starting on July the 15th. I posted that this morning. I got an early registration discount for today only. Instead of paying $125, it's only $50. Then after that, it goes to $75. So I have a scale. So that was you get in early, you make a discount. So let's say I did all of that and nobody signs up. Nobody signs up. And, just say one person signs up. Because, then what I'm going to do, I'm going to cancel the show or the series. If you talking and ain't nobody listening, then you got to change you, not the people. Your perceived value in what you're saying ain't there. That means that you probably thought that there was some value in that statement, that book, that product, that service, and that information, and it wasn't there. It's not there. It is not bad, brothers and sisters. It is not good. This is the difference between morality and polarity. Now, like everything that we've been stating, what we're going to be doing is we got to understand that people are choosing between A and B. Just like in the Bible, when the tree, there was 5 different types of trees in the garden. They could have chose, Adam and Eve could have chose, instead of eating, that was a tree that was good for sight. That was a tree that was good for food. That was a tree that was good for life. Then that was a tree that was good for knowledge of good and evil. There's 2 different trees, even though, because I've never seen a tree, one tree with 2 types of fruit. Naturally. Now, I'm not saying it was. I'm not saying that, that part is wrong. Remember, get out of judging, because you're going to be judged. If you judge, you're going to be judged. What does that mean? Polarity. What's polarity? Degrees. Where's degrees? Steam, water, and ice are all the same. Now, you should say, no, they're not. It's like looking at the number 9 and looking at the number 6. Depending on your point of view, a 6 can be a 9, and a 9 can be a 6, depending on your degrees, your perspective, your polarity. So get out of morality, get into polarity. I ain't saying stop being moral. We got that down already. Everybody, I haven't really met anybody like the people I worked at in the prison system when I was working at the penitentiary in New Mexico in Santa Fe, at the Supermax. Everybody got triple life. Nobody's getting out. They was throwing AIDS-infected urine and feces at my head almost every day. Every day there's a fight. They used to tell me when I walked through the gate, so we're going to fucking take your life today. You're not going home. And then we're going to go and we're going to do this to your little pretty. How they know my wife, my first wife? How they even know she was white? How they know how many kids I have? Them inmates knew more about me than I knew about myself. And they're in prison on lockdown. Triple life. I think it should be mandatory. Everybody should work in the Supermax prison. So that way y'all can see evil. A lot of people walk around beating themselves up and they think, you went to church and the preacher told you it was bad and you believed him. And y'all ain't seen bad. Go to prison. I'm not talking about no jail. I'm not talking about no state run. Nah, man. Go to a federal penitentiary. Where real criminals at. Not these. Not people say, oh, I'm a thug. Nah, bro, you ain't no thug. You a wannabe. You acting like a thug. Sit down. Why? You know the energy in that place? I cannot even, man. Oh, man. I didn't even think about it. I was working in that for like $15,000 an hour. Man, you can't pay me enough money to go back and do that again. Your fool's trying to take my life every day. I ain't even do nothing. I just said, man, thankfully I have the ability to, get into their head. And I was like, bro, I got a job. I don't know what you do, but whatever you're doing, don't do it on my shift. Because if you do it on my shift, I got the key. So when your little pretty wife comes to visitation, when your mama comes, guess what's going to happen to you, boo? You ain't getting out that cell until there's 5 minutes left for your 1-hour visitation. So that's what I started doing. I started playing hardball. So who can play this game? They start leaving me alone. The universe, life, everything we're talking about is no different. You have to learn how to play the game. And unfortunately, the church is not telling you how to play the game. Most churches. At least most of the ones I've been to. Because otherwise, everybody would be financially astute. We all would be in a space, at least, where we could understand that no disease can grow in an alkaline body. We would all be able to get into what I call King Solomon, wisdom. He asked God for wisdom. God gave him 2 women and 1 baby. So when you ask God for money, he gives you poverty. When you ask God for wisdom, he gives you a problem. When you ask God for a good relationship, he destroys the marriage to show you that you already got what you asked. So you're disrespecting God when you ask for stuff. Because you're supposed to pray, if you want to use that term, in a state of thanksgiving. What are you thankful and grateful for? Because you already have, because the Bible says God has given you everything that you need for life and godliness. Jesus came, as we just read, that you may have life. The enemy comes to kill, steal, and destroy. Jesus came to have life. We just looked it up. Strong Concordance number 2222. We just broke it down. It means vitality. It means the animating principle of the body. So when you wake up in the morning, your energy level should be so high because you know your rights. Your rights determine the level of your insight. So when I see somebody who has a low frequency, I know they been listening to a theologian, the god of the low gens. They're elementals. They're designed here to suck your chi. They're parasites. They're mind viruses. They're not bad. They're not good. People who control all this self-control. They don't even know it. That's the only frequency they've been exposed to. It's like if I never left my hometown, I'd be standing on a corner with a brown bag in my hand like all them other folk be doing when I go back home. It's sad because they never got exposed to a higher frequency. If you never saw an elephant, and if I say the word elephant, right now, an image of an elephant should pop into your brain. If you close your eyes and I say elephant, if you close your eyes and I say orange, if you close your eyes and I say apple, every time I say these terms, an image pops in your head. So if you close your eyes and I say bum bum bum, what pops in your head? Nothing. There ain't no such thing as no bum bum bum. You may see the letters. I don't even see that. So the brain can only formulate an image based upon your bias. That's what's called confirmation bias. Your brain will only let things into your brain that confirms your brain. That's the danger of religion. That's also the danger of gender. That's also the danger of race. It's also the danger of cult, what we call culture, because it's yours. People things I thank God for was going to the military. Courtesy of the United States government, I got a chance to travel the world and see other cultures. That's the only way I got out of my little pea-sized brain and my pea-sized reality. I was able to expand my consciousness by studying the Kabbalah, by studying Sufism, by studying perennialism, by actually going to church and hanging out with Seventh-day Adventists, by actually going to a seance, hanging out with Satanists. You know what Satanists, if anybody know what they believe, y'all afraid of Satanists there, anybody heard of Antoine LaVey? Anybody read the Satanic Bible? No. Why? You're afraid. Who told you to be afraid? The only difference between their book and this, do as thou wilt, the Bible says do as God said. That's the only difference between the Satan's Bible and your Bible. Do as thou wilt. That is the whole of the law. Y'all seen Jay-Z, Kanye, all them fools walk around with that shirt on. So what does it mean? If it feels good, do it. So in their brain, it's okay for a grown man to, hang out with a 14-year-old girl. If it feels good, do it. But the Bible says something different. That's the difference, man. It's the difference of understanding that different people, they'll arrange marriages. I was talking to my boy. One of the things I had Brother Osama, and I saw his video today, man. I'm so proud of him. He had an arranged marriage. He's Muslim. He's from Sudan. When he joined my program, you know how old Brother Osama was? He was 18. I've been working with him for years to finally get the courage to go into his house and tell his mom and his daddy, I'm not marrying her. And she's his cousin. Did y'all see his video today? Man, I'm so proud of it, man. His culture told him he don't have a choice. He has an arranged marriage. It was arranged since he was like 8. He knew he was going to marry. Mom and Dad say, well, I don't know where you're going, but you can't live here. So I've been helping those Simon out for a long time, man. That's what I do every day. Culture. It's a cult. That's why it has the word cult in it. C-U-L-T. So you cannot assimilate. We're supposed to do what Jesus did. Jesus said, the things I have done, you shall do. And even greater things. So how come we're not doing it, man? Has anybody been to a church where they're doing what Jesus did and greater things? If you got one of those, let me know. I'll go there tomorrow. That's what Jesus said. Jesus said, the things that I have done, you should be doing them. That's my goal. I wake up every morning. Do the things that Jesus did. Notice he said, I have done, past tense. That's what we're supposed to be doing, brothers and sisters. That's the point of the classes. That's the point of the group. That's what I've been doing ever since my mom died when I was 13. So I saw my mom die in a cult in the church where another woman was beating her with a stick. Y'all didn't want me to go there, man. And the lady who was beating her had a Bible in her hand. So what religion is that? I'm asking for a friend. What I saw as a kid was not, no kid should have been exposed to that type of stuff. We was forced to fast, we was beaten. You know what it's like to be 6 years old and go for a week with no food? Sleep deprivation, torture. So people don't really understand my disdain. You ain't supposed to. Not your calling. As I said on every show, I would rather die first than live in error. I have $100,000 I've been had. I will give you $100,000 if any statement I make, you can prove me wrong. I've been saying that for 20 years. My bonus kids ask me all the time, hey, Mr. Will, you still got that 20? Anybody challenge you on your $100,000 challenge? I've been asking preachers, reverends, doctors, bishops. They don't want to debate me. So before it comes out of my mouth, I'd rather put a bullet in my own head before I come over here and do to you what was done to me. I hate error. My whole motto, my mission statement that I've been doing since 1999, replace error with truth. You can tell the truth because the truth sets you free. Your level of freedom determines the level of your truth. I know if you got the truth, but I can tell if you got freedom. Now, you need to define freedom. Freedom, I know what freedom means to me, peace of mind. When I go to bed at night, I don't sleep that much, but when I do, I sleep like a newborn baby. I have not hurt, harmed, or defrauded anybody intentionally. I don't got no enemies. I don't cause problems. I don't cause no drama. I ain't against nobody. As long as you don't come to my house with that crazy, we good. That's it. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. I'm not trying to disrespect nobody. I ain't trying to con nobody. This is voluntary. You ain't got to pay me nothing. Everything I know, you can research on your own. The point of this class is for people, like I've been doing since 99, is connecting with people who want to grow, expand your consciousness, and do what you've been called and gifted by God to do. Everybody on this call, you have a calling. You have a destiny. You have a diakonia. That means service or ministry, as I've been saying for 30-plus years, and will continue for the next 30. So I love y'all. Ain't nothing you can do about it. I want to see you guys. They don't tonight. God bless.